When the first Australian stepped ashore at Gallipoli, it was the birth of the Anzac legend and a Queensland hero. Now, a century later, the people in Duncan Chapman's hometown of Maryborough are planning a special ceremony to bring him home.
100 years on, the mists of time have parted to reveal the Anzac's chosen one.
Well, the senior officers on the ship, they decided we would have one man to be the first ashore at Gallipoli.
Sharon Cook grew up hearing stories of her ancestor, the unsung hero.
Chapman, DK. It was never recognised that he was the first man ashore. I mean, the family always sort of knew.
Lieutenant Duncan Chapman grew up in Maryborough, drove this very horse buggy through its streets as a young article clerk. But it's that first step he took onto that beach on that morning in April 1915 that he will now and forever be remembered for.
In his letters home, he said to his family, "To me has been given the great honour to be the first man ashore on this peninsula."
In the Maryborough Military Museum, with the Anzac centenary looming large, Duncan Chapman takes centre stage.
Holy Grail of World War I medals to the AIF.
That's Duncan Chapman's medal?
Yes.
While the Maryborough RSL has a Duncan Chapman bar and the museum has its wooden bust, they wanted something more. Late last year, in a race against time, the Maryborough faithful decided to raise money to build a Duncan Chapman statue.
He's had a place in military history that hasn't been acknowledged until now, and I just think it's time.
The statue to be unveiled in Maryborough's Queen's Park, nearby the cenotaph, on the morning before Anzac Day. It's just the first stage in a major World War I memorial construction project aimed at cementing Maryborough's place in military history.
But to have this, I think this will be the making of Maryborough and the Fraser Coast. It's not about celebrating war, it's about acknowledging achievement and seeing a community come together.
To Duncan Chapman's family, though, the statue will mean even more. Unlike so many others, somehow, Duncan Chapman survived Gallipoli, but of course, the war was far from over. Next, he was sent to Egypt and promoted to the rank of Major. Then it was off to France and back into the heat of battle. It was there, on the Western Front at Pozieres, on the bloodiest battlefield Australia has ever encountered, that Duncan Chapman fought his last campaign.
And didn't come home. And at 28, to lose his life at Pozieres.
Duncan Chapman never saw his medals, but soon his family will see his statue, see him get a salute from his nation.
It's wonderful that he's coming home.
And he embodied all Anzacs because he was the first. We're not just honouring the one man, we're honouring all Anzacs.
RSL Queensland is hoping stories like Duncan Chapman's will not only raise awareness of the Anzac centenary, but raise support funds as well.
The more we raise, the better. The greater amounts of money we raise, the more we can assist our veteran families.
The Anzac appeal starts April 1st. Phil Wilmington, 9 News.
A terrifying